Right, alive. We are alive. So I send the message to this golden. But so this is the stuff that I need to. Well, I'd like to. Hmm. Oh, maybe this is why it's not. Hmm. So, ah, yeah, I think that is. Hmm. Yeah. But basically, here. Nice. Selection board. One point. Right. Ah, it's not even. Yeah, okay, I see. Yes, very fast. mean, if we disable the collision there, then we may have. Then we don't need it, what? Curious to see what happens if. If we do, assume for now, it's a bit dangerous, but. What is gonna happen here? Oh, that. Come on. Oh, it's gonna happen that doesn't do anything. Because over there. Buonasera, Grey Fox. So. Okay, no, that doesn't work because it's got too many implications to that. Which you can understand why that could be the case. It doesn't seem like it is. Stop working on this game. We are on a mission to stream 365 days a year. So far, okay, it's only 2 months, but so far we got 100% success. Streaming every day. Let's see when we first make a mistake. Right, so yeah, I think it's the Paris. I mean, the climate's gonna be the Paris, so. So the moment is a little bit tricky one. It's trying to find the right time to fall. That's the best I can explain shortly. Hopefully, you see in a short while what that means. Wait a sec. Why that is not? Oh no, it's not. For clients. Yeah, that is absolutely nowhere. Okay. In this case, right. Why is music is actually open? Try this. Did I buy the Tesla card? No, I didn't buy it. I got 3060. Well, it's basically the highest that it can be. Yeah, for now, I think it's the highest it can be. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, so yeah, let's get this one in. If it works first. So this guy. Balance for I'm a bit confused because 0. Uh-huh. 0. What is going on here? Four times. You know that? I mean, it's not even used. What is going on here? One 6. Yeah, exactly what it was from. Oh, like this guy here. Why doesn't it work? Oh, maybe it was working before. Oh. What the heck? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh. Well, we're both not active. What's going on here? Does it actually go to the... Yeah, for that. Just to see. Theoretically. This should have a flat. Yeah. Okay. Probably that's good. Make it excellent better. Is it funny? What is it actually doing? Why? What does it go up? Must be falling for some reason. Yeah, I think. Wow, that looks cool. Wow. What? This game is so off. Okay, so can you see? That is, I believe that must be falling. Or geometric sphere, purple. We have a purple device sphere. No, we don't. It does trace it. You know what? I think it's this guy. No, not that guy. Yeah, this guy. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is a. Yeah, I think this works. Oh, Yeah, okay, so yeah. Okay. Spiders. Okay, so this is, yeah, it goes below the ground. Thank you, Smith. Actually, um, yeah, hope we don't get blacklisted in drop. Well, I mean, worst case scenario is that we're not gonna use Dropbox. I mean, we're not. If we're not gonna use Dropbox, you know why? Yeah, in fact, we have Google Drive. We may need to start using properly. Actually, the problem with Google Drive is, well, I mean, no, it's the problem with everything that if you have a team, you cannot share the same account because, I mean, you could, but then you always have to go back and forth with your Gmail and stuff. And if you buy one account per user, it gets super expensive very quickly. Trying to find, yeah, some system which, so if we have a Dropbox account and we can share the same one, who cares? Because it's less involved than sharing the Google account. But yeah, we use Google Drive very often when we need to share stuff. So I was thinking a more direct approach to having, you know, shared folder and stuff. Quicker mapping to your hard drive as well. I know Google Drive maps to your hard drive, but I think it's a bit sus. Yeah, I think sharing drives, it's so let's say that I want to have in my thing here, right? I got my Google Drive G, right? But this is my Drive G, right? I mean, this is my personal account, right? And yeah, I don't necessarily want to share this with the rest of the team, of course. So instead, if we have a shared, actually I have a Dropbox. if I want to share this one with the team Dropbox folder, I don't care to share with the team because I'm just gonna put team stuff in here. But the Google Drive is a bit, yeah, it's a bit more. Yeah, you got your email and, you know, all your data, and you know, I got, you know, personal stuff in here, so it's a bit of a mess. I mean, I'm to be honest, right? I was looking at a solution which wasn't Dropbox, or the other service, what it's called, like Box, right? Like Dropbox alternatives. Yeah, I tried this one as well, but this one is same thing basically. Top Dropbox business competitors alternative. Let's try. Yeah, Google Drive. No. Yeah, OneDrive as well. OneDrive is, I got one here. What is it? Is this guy here? OneDrive. But again, it's just the personal stuff. I don't know. The box. I don't know what this Zoho thing is. I see it everywhere. Let's check. It's a box, right? It's the box. Call us. We're gonna call them. That's a free trial. I don't want a free trial. So this is, yeah, this doesn't really be doing things. I mean, I don't really have a business plan, do I? I mean, £20, 27 per month. Come on, it's just a rip-off, right? Individuals and teams. I mean, 10 gigabytes storage. 1 gigabyte. I don't have anything in there. I can't have this. That's stupid. Um, so we need to go business, right? This is already too expensive, right? What's the data limit of this? It's a storage. Oh, okay. So where's Dropbox? I mean, I get the chat guy that wants to talk to me. So business, yeah, 20 a month. That's the same price, right? 20. Yearly. Okay, yearly 16 a month. 9 terabyte. That's okay. I think we have. See, the thing is, if we're one user, right, for business or professionals, they may be. Yeah, one user, but who cares? To be honest, there's such a small difference here. No, actually, this what? This more expensive. Oh, because you're forced to have three more users. Yeah. But, yeah, I think this could be. I think I've been banned from that because I didn't get any new chat messages now. Right, so, um, yeah, I'm gonna try that thing there. It's a bit obscure, but let's explain it later. See if this works. Yeah, come on. No, that doesn't work. What? No, what you doing? Oh, it's already down. The moment we are okay, we are trying to make Josh fall after a vault decently. That's not too bad. I would like a little bit more kick, but I can control the kick. So I can really have that. But push it a little bit more. Oops. I can push this one a bit more kick, but yeah, I got side effects there. It goes through the ground, which Actually, why does it go through the ground in the first place? That is sus. No, very happy with that. I mean, from certain angles, it's good. Other angles are good stuff. I think I need to push it a lot. Yeah, okay, I need to push it a lot sooner. But I think the idea is there. Yeah. Very strange this thing here. Oh, just because it's going. I think it's the I think the is the motion working? Yeah, stop. Check if David is there. Oh, David is here. Ah, well, that is cool actually. David, can you hear me? Oh, alright, so let me stop the music and put you live. What's my music? Can't find the music. No, what is it? Okay. There we go. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello.
Oh.
How art thou?
Wow, that was very good timing. So, I was working on the folding thing, right, for the volts and stuff, right? So, I'm gonna give you a quick recap, and then you tell me why my idea could not work. Okay. So we know that when we transition to a fall, the root velocity makes the fall very, how do I call it, erratic, right? If you have an accidental acceleration on the root, the fall will pick up that and it will like drop like.
Yeah, that's if you transition to at a point that isn't the climax.
Yeah, exactly. So
of the root, yeah.
Of the root, okay. So but basically is because like the root is what is moving the character, right? So if the root is moving fast, so i.e. you're not at the climax, then that that motion gets propagated into
Yeah.
the foreground. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I have a very simple fix for that, and it's an extremely stupid fix. But I cannot think about anything better than this. Okay, it has a drawback, but I think we don't need that drawback anymore. So my fix is, if you let me share my screen.
Mm-hmm.
But my fix is, let's set the root to 0 for the volt. Talking about specifically for the volt, but I think um, we can expand it to other things. So, for example, here, right? So the root stays at 0. Well, it moves, right? It moves. It moves with the motion, but the z stays at 0, right? So the z is constant. So what this thing does is basically saying, okay, whenever you need to fall, just fall, and the transition into the gravity is perfect because there is no any extra velocity in there, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason why we went into all the problem into moving the route with calculating the bounds and everything, it was because we had to clear the obstacle for the collision. But now we, like, for the volts, we can say disable the collision until you are at the climax, or anywhere else we want to re-enable the collision, because we needed to do that anyway, because we know that the capsule was never accurate anyway. So because of that, I don't see any anything wrong with setting the root z to 0 for the volts, and possibly expand it to other things. But do you see
Yeah, but then how will
what
it
could go
clear
wrong?
a wall?
Sorry.
How will it clear a wall?
Well, because we disabled the collision, right? If I play
Yeah, but
now,
that's assuming that the animation itself, the motion does clears the wall.
no, like it does, right? It does clear
So
the wall.
so that works. Now, if you raise that wall by one, like, slightly, it will. Already it doesn't really clear it properly, right? So basically the issue is that if you don't move the root, the animation is forced to can only clear a wall of that exact height.
Because we scale the
The
because
motion
we
of the
scale
root.
the z.
Well, no, because if the root stays flat, right?
Mm-hmm.
The issue you have is that the animation can never be, the jump can never be up or down depending on what the um depending on what the so already there you see how he's basically just going through the wall, and it's because this vault is now only useful for walls of that specific height because
Yeah,
the root does not go up or down.
but if we but I don't understand, because if we warp the route to that point to clear it, why doesn't matter where the route is? I
Because
thought that we
what?
were warping the route to the point, right?
Yeah, but you are, but here when you're saying, so warping the root to that point requires you to like warp the motion that you already have. But if we're saying warp, like, it's almost like you're doing a scalar in whatever like direction you're doing. But if we're saying that the motion of the root has no upwards thing, then the scale will be completely off.
No,
Like here,
the scale is
if you
off, right? But
okay,
the
can you do like a Kong or something instead with this same behavior? Because
like, what do you mean with the same behavior?
so does this Kong have the flattened root?
No, he hasn't. Only
So okay, so you see, so actually, a good example, right? So if you do this Kong, you see how this Kong can clear
Yeah.
clear this wall,
Yeah.
right? Now, if you do the same thing, but you flatten the root now of this Kong.
Yeah, I don't know which one is it, but probably this guy or the other guy. I re-elaborate both just in case. But so even if it's not working now, right? There is no reason why the motion warp shouldn't bring us there, because
Yeah, but the motion warp, you still have to think as like as like works given your like existing motion. So the motion warp isn't like a linear move from A to B. It works acting on what is already the existing motion. So it scales across the motion or between the points. So,
yeah,
but if you're
but
saying you have zero Z movement, then you're saying it needs to be an instantaneous snap to the Z or a linear warp, which is wrong in the context of the motion because that may not be right. At that point, you're not doing a warp. You're doing a blur between A and B. Like because it's basically in essence an in place animation, right? But like the root just stays flat and goes. We're not in place in the sense that the root motion goes, but the root doesn't go up at all, right? So I mean, you can. I mean, it's easiest for me to. Can you check any of this in, like, and I can
oh, I mean, oh, I got like 20 million changes, but I show you basically all you have to do is to go here. Root motion
yeah. Let me.
utils, right? I mean, I got other changes, so it's not going to be exactly the same line, but roughly about line 158.
Yeah, let's see. Let me fire out.
Just do Z comp to 0, right? But okay, so
Because basically the issue is that if there is no Z in the root, right, that means your animation is basically just whatever your animation height is above the wall. So your Kong will Kong at the height of the Kong that it did in real life. Or it did at the mocap. And it will
yeah,
only
sure.
Kong at that height in
No,
there,
no, no,
right?
no.
So then when we say go ahead and Kong in real life, there is no Z motion for it to actually warp. Because warp needs an existing motion in order to stretch or pull or shorten or whatever it is. Whereas we're saying there's none here. I don't know what the behavior will be at that point. I anticipate if there's no Z motion, it might just lerp linearly or like cube or whatever it is. But we may have to see what that behavior is there. But yeah, with no Z motion, root motion then becomes quite, yeah. Then you are just doing that linear lerp that all other games will do. I mean, I'll show. It's easier if I like show it by like the examples.
Okay, but um, so to me, like it looks like if we had that Z, which was like 0.1 centimeter, you know, it doesn't. To me, it sounds very sus that it doesn't work only because it's exactly as
No, but
seen.
you have to think of like, okay, well, think about a scale warp, right? For example, like a scale warp in this scenario doesn't work because there's nothing. You're scaling zero, right?
Yeah.
Whereas now, if I'm now saying that your Z motion or whatever in this whatever axis is tiny, all of a sudden it's saying like, okay, well, we need to stretch it or however. Now that may work, so to say, but the actual way in which your Z moves will be completely lost in the animation. So you're not going to be stretching and warping the correct parts in order to get the correct movement and like throughout. So like some bits may need to be. I'll it's honestly it's easiest if I show you because then I can just show you the way the what the motion will be tracking through debug. Because yeah, like because in essence, if you don't have the Z of the root, then motion warping is useless, and you have to do it a different way, pretty much, because it relies on the root motion like following that trajectory, and then you're adjusting that. But there is no Z to adjust in this case, and that
Yeah.
seems sus to me
Okay.
to do.
Yeah. Okay. So, but even if you're not using uh, exactly the motion warping, but so all we have to do is to say the Z of the character needs to move that much, right? So
Yeah, but when the good thing about the motion warp is that it takes into account the actual movement of the Z in the animation. Because now, if we're saying that at point A it needs to be here, then we're still moving the Z of the root, like, because if you're keeping the root at 0, right, then you have to move the character pelvis up and down. But then if you're moving the 0Z up and down, you are in essence also just moving, doing the root motion Z up and down anyway. Um, I'll show you here yeah, like I said, let me just what was that line? Let me do that.
or if you go around line 158, I mean it's gonna be probably 154 for you. Uh, just do when it does the calculate Z bound, just do it. Z comp is 0.
And that is for global zero clamp, isn't it? Or which one did you hear? Yeah, global zero.
Um, yeah, if you share your screen, I'll show you.
Yeah, I see it. Now I've got it here. Yeah, I've got it here. And then I guess you need to, in the anim cut switching, it needs to be global.
No. You don't need to change it because that is always between the first and the second key. So you literally only have to change that line. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So one thing that it doesn't look right to me is, so when I see this motion here, um, it's the correct motion. Okay, like if we keep this Z uh, to the ground.
Yeah, but this is in essence not a root motion. It's a root motion, not a root. This is not really a root motion animation. This
No,
is a root motion animation on the X and Y, but not
yeah,
on the Z.
yeah, not on the Z. But I'm I'm pretty certain we are the only one who is calculating the root motion on the Z, and it's always looked a lot sus to me because of all of those 20 million side effects.
No, I
So
don't know. Because when I look at other root motion animations, it does do the same behavior you're talking about. Because if you want to use the root motion on the Z, like if you do, I've seen other animations that have root motion, and they have that same where it kind of moves, the character kind of moves down. Because that's the point of the root. Because otherwise you don't get any Z movement in that root motion, because then it's not root motion. It is, you are just, it's an animation that is like, if you were to play this in place, it would do the same behavior it was doing as if it was in root motion. It's the same as an in place animation. It's not really a root motion animation.
well, no, because it has got all of the
Yeah, but
X and Y
not on the
axis.
Z. Like
Yeah, on
it's
the
fine
Z.
on the
Yeah,
X and Y,
yeah.
but not on. But the animations that like, and the animation that we see in root motion Z, where the movement takes place in the Z, like you're climbing up something or you do, it has that same behavior of like whatever it is. Now we're having more complicated root movement because we're not just syncing things to the feet at all times. So here we want to sync to the feet, but then also the pelvis, and then keep at the pelvis, and then go down to the feet. So that's more complex behavior in that regard.
Yeah.
But on, but then the solution often there is like a linear or cubic, whatever, warp, like interpolate between positions. It'd be like over this point, move to this point in time. Um, which you don't get the same like accuracy of motion as you would with root motion. Um, but yeah, let me fire it up. Let me fire up because
Yeah.
it's like looking between two screens. But if we're getting rid of the Z in the thing, then there's no point in doing the motion warping for the Z. Then you have to do something. We're doing something else, our own calculation, because I don't think it wouldn't work we have to do something else. But yeah, I'm curious to see the behavior of the fall. That is.
I mean, the fall is perfect, but
Can I see?
yeah.
Sorry, doing it. I can't really.
Can you see? No.
See, that looks just as off as with the root motion to me.
What do you mean? No, you have to go any extra acceleration.
Okay, that looks alright. Yeah. Let me fire this guy up. See. Sorry. Let's see. Open up this guy. Let's do volt. Let's do a dash. Yeah, because I'm just worried because I think it's about ensuring that the behavior works across scenarios, because
Yeah.
like different wall heights, different like all of those different things. Let me elaborate this Kong. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So this animation goes up to the height, whatever it needs to go up to. All good. Save that.
Yeah, I mean, that will fix a few problems and will introduce others.
Actually does seem to work. It seems as though then. Yeah, as it seems as though it's just then interpolating between the right position. Like it is moving the root actually in the dashboard in the Kong.
Is it? What do you mean is moving the root?
Like in the Kong, like when you Kong, it's moving the the motion warping is actually having the desired effect.
But even if you set it to 0.
Yeah, it's having the desired effect. It seems it's doing what I would anticipate the fallback is, which it seems like it's just like interpolating between the desired point and where you are. So it actually seems to work fine, to be fair. This is what I wanted to test out. Yeah, it seems to not. Yeah, you don't get the same like stretch of the motion, but you do get. Yeah, so it's Z going up. I mean, it still seems pretty accurate though. To be honest, it looks fine actually. Yeah, I mean, it works pretty well. It actually works fine, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, if it works and improves it, I don't see a problem.
Yeah, I was trying to think about what are the possible side effects to that.
Side effects, yeah.
So what could be? I mean, okay, so I got one here, and but I think that is because we are warping the other
One of
ways.
the things that I worry about is where the capsule is.
No, yeah, exactly. So if you look here, right, why the capsule goes below the ground here? Here, right? See, why does it do that?
Oh, because of the warp. So the capsule goes below the ground because, yeah. So, if let me show you my screen. If you look at my screen, I'll be able to run you through things.
Yeah.
So the reason the capsule goes below the ground is because we create these target points in order to sync up the animation, and I do that on the fly.
Yeah.
but you see how there the target point was a little bit higher, right? So that green, the blue is basically the warped like motion for it, right? So you see how there it just basically like interprets between A and B. It doesn't really do much of the movement. So for a motion like it, so like for this guy, do you see how it basically extracts the existing root motion and then does it like a thing on that? I mean, I guess you don't see much difference to be honest with the root motion 0 because it just still does what it needs to do, so it's fine. So yeah, it will work. Actually, see, I actually was wrong. It will work just fine.
But on mine, it doesn't work on one of the dashboard there. If you so is this elaborated with the root of 0, right?
Yeah, because you can see the capsule stay on the ground. Now the reason why the capsule goes below the ground here is because that sync point is technically below the ground because you're think about this, right? So your animation here, this guy, is going up to a wall that's like 1 point something
Lower.
meters, right?
Right. Yeah.
But then the wall will be here, so this thing needs to move down. Therefore, your root will have to go downwards
Okay.
on that trajectory.
So can you
Rather
counteract
than
that?
but rather than the motion, in order to actually reach the right point, right? So that's fine in essence, right? Because I also bring it back to the landing point. Like I resync it again. I don't just say go to the first one and do your thing. I bring it. So that's why you see here you don't have any issues here. It actually works very well, to be honest.
Yeah, but why do I have that problem with my?
What is your problem? I don't really.
So if you look at my screen, right, I have the root of 0, right? I have the root of 0, right? And then it goes way below the ground, and then it pops up, right?
Let me see.
But I have
re-elaborate the dash, right?
Yeah. It is with the dash of 0, right?
Let me do it. Let me do it. I mean, let me just re-elaborate again. We should just do it.
Because I think like die. Of course, I only tested 5 minutes, but that is the only side effect that I saw.
Yeah, no. I mean, if it works, it works. I'm not gonna. Yeah, that actually does seem to work. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Let me see in this guy. Yeah, I don't have that. I think that side effect is elsewhere. Yeah, because mine syncs up.
Maybe I changed.
Ironically, it actually works very well. So it seems. So I think what's actually in this regard, then the motion warping is actually a lot more powerful than I thought initially. Then, so my initial understanding of it was that it was in essence a better scale, but of your existing motion, like but it would look across like in order to it would calculate the correct scale of individual parts to reach a point. But it seems here if that doesn't exist, right, it will still just like just basically generate that motion on like a on a linear or whatever scale to be able to reach there, which is absolutely fine, I guess. And actually,
yes, I think it's like there must be a case in which if there is a division by 0
I think I know the exact case. I'm pretty sure it's if there is no root motion, then you just interpolate linearly. But I think we can inject our own stuff in there to maybe what we could do, actually, what we could do that might even be better is potentially we interpolate, we read. So I think all we need to do in that regard is so what if we generated the root motion stays at 0, but then we generate our own like secondary like motion, whether that's the pelvis or whatever we want to do, and then we can based on that. I'm not for now, but maybe in the future, and we're able so that it's not just a linear like A to B. It still takes into account.
Basically,
what
it's our
your
fake
actual
root motion. Our fake root.
Because that's the thing. Like, because it's correct. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's totally correct in the sense of like from takeoff, you're here and then you want to be there. But I think it's the kind of thing that you won't notice like 99% of the time. But the case that I was saying is that if it is just going from A to B, you will lose the subtlety of um the way the Z moves and how
Yeah.
the Z's adjusts over time. So I would say something like a climb up, for example, where we have potentially a longer. Actually, that's a perfect case to test. Like, um, now, secondly, we can also say like the climb ups don't have their root of zero. If it
No, no,
doesn't, that's
exactly. I mean, we can only do it for,
yeah. Let
we
me
can have
just
a like vault
yeah,
one,
well,
right?
I'll,
I mean, in fact, I added a case in which I said, okay, just
so let me
just a
see. So
vault.
yeah, so this guy. Oh, oh, is that 150?
I mean, what I'm intrigued about this is that it looks like it's a lot more stable because we say, well, that is exactly how the animation is, right? Don't
The
do
animation moves, yeah, and
yeah
then just fall,
anything weird,
then just fall casually. Um, yeah, I mean, to be honest, like you said, it seems my guy's not falling now, which is the only thing that's he just needs to fall. I mean, I don't know what.
Oh yeah, yeah. So on that one, I have another change that I think it will fix it. So basically, um, if we if we trace the thing uh, at gravity climax, then it should be able to should fix it. But that one I can check it in because it's yeah.
If I
It,
what?
so if you go into the calculate climax point, right, and uh, just for now, let's have the case in the vault. Um, yeah, yeah, it's climax time. Yeah. Can you when you say if adding type equal flip, can you add or vault?
Oh,
Uh,
oh, to go at the jump gravity. Okay.
yeah, I mean it's not until we re-elaborate the ordination and everything, it's not gonna be correct just yet. But for now, just let's
Yeah, I just want to debug.
yeah.
Yeah, just mainly because I mean, if like you said, if this brings more consistency, um,
Yeah,
because
I
actually, to
think
be fair, the more I think about it, actually, from reading when I went through that whole component, I think the only thing that we do lose, since it does do that, is the subtlety of the motion going up and down,
yeah.
because it's not like the scale of the warp isn't relative to the existing Z, but actually, when you think about it, we already jank up the Z so much, and we already have so many interpolations going on that it's probably more stable to just have one.
Yeah,
Run
yeah,
through.
but and that is very important actually because in a in a floating point system, like the inaccuracy multiplies very very quickly. So you need to minimize the error accumulation, as much as you
Mm.
can, because once you start accumulating errors, especially in a very rough and noisy floating point system, which is like, oh, the Z is 91.2 centimeters, but
Mm.
then the float, but like where you got a lot of noise, you don't want to concatenate a lot of operations because basically at the end it's
Yeah,
almost
true.
random,
Because
right? Not
I
random,
guess
but yeah, it's too noisy, right?
the
Yeah.
yeah, because looking at it already, I did what I hadn't noticed with a lot of animations was that we had already some layers and some smooths going on, which were in essence killing off already the motion of it. Um, I mean, I think we could just yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of different ways we could do it, but yeah, you know what? To be honest, yeah, it seems like the best approach actually. I mean, I think it definitely will improve because at that point, then theoretically, whenever you fall, your Z. Well, the thing is, your Z can still not be could still be not zero, but your Z will never be because if you see here when he does it, the Z is like coming down still.
Yeah.
But your Z will always be better aligned with the motion than. So if you look at if you look when he does this, other than when he goes down below something, like this one here, the motion of this, like the looks way more stable than the previous one. So at any point there, if he was to say fall, I would feel fine with it falling because it looks like a nice gradual. You could tell it's. I mean, it looks like two straight lines. To be fair,
Yeah.
I think that's what we can improve ourselves by saying, okay, well, smooth that so it's not just you can see there it literally goes up to the A, down to B. So yeah, that was the subtlety of the movement. Like you see how this sort of goes in and then has a steeper fall off. That is what you lose when you then do this.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, there you got that. Yeah, issue that. Yeah.
oh, what the hell? Oh, I think that's because the endpoint I'm getting
I think
needs to
it's
be
only
below the
when the
ground.
wall is lower than the data.
Yeah, but it looks like the endpoint I'm getting is below the ground, which is completely wrong. But there, hold on, that still is completely dodgy. But I wasn't getting that before.
Oh,
No, it's because
okay.
it's falling. That's
Yeah,
why. It's because it's
yeah,
falling.
yeah. Okay, so I
It's
got
not because
another.
of the. It's yeah.
So
It's
you can
because it
see.
starts to fall.
Yeah, no, no, I show you what to change, but you see there, right? I mean, even without my extra kick, and if you do that kick when to push with your hand, it's very nice. It just feels very nice. It would just bump you there. Just yeah.
Yeah, I mean that seems more accurate. This seems a lot more accurate than.
Because what I like about that is that you don't have any unwanted acceleration, like ever, because they would always start with zero, right? And like for there, like we really need to have a good kick because otherwise it would. In fact, in there, right? So there we need to change where you start to fall because you know it's you start, you know, we need to yeah we need to
It needs to be. Yeah, I
it
mean,
needs to be
in that case,
later,
then the calculation of this needs to. Well, I mean, what I can now do, though, actually, is we can calculate. Hold on. So on this Hong here, because I think the jump gravity climax time is super whatever. I don't even know what that is. Um, it's a real weird spike. Um, yeah, let's turn off there. But really, you want to fall like there or
yeah,
something.
exactly, yeah.
Um, yeah, and I guess to be fair, at this point in time, then you can just. I mean, can I override this now and just be like,
I don't know. Can you override jump climax? I'm not sure. Try. Is there an override there? No. Oh. Is that the gravity climax?
let me see, jump gravity 1.375. Yeah, no, overrides it.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah.
Let me make sure I did the right one.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that looks a million times better. That is a lot better. And if you add that extra kick for the hands, oh wow, that is like perfection. Because now it doesn't fall like a leaf as soon as you reach that climax.
Or like a rock, to be fair.
Or like exactly
You could
because
still there is still that slight adjustment that we're making on between takeoff and the desired landing, but it still has a much more stable way of doing it. To be honest, I mean that looks a lot better. To be honest, I mean, if that's the case, then we can just specify when it falls, and then it'll. Because I mean, one thing I do like is that it will, in essence, like the benefit of this is that because you're basically keeping your um like scaled motion really low. What it will basically do then is that it will it's basically like whenever you fall, you're always at climax in theory
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you're
yeah,
always
exactly.
root
Yeah,
Z Z
yeah,
is so like there
yeah.
is an example. When it did the other one, this one, and it fell. I mean that was alright because we fall at climax, but yeah, I mean it seems pretty stable to me actually. To be honest, probably will help a lot in a lot of animations actually. I mean. It might have to be the case only for vaults, but
Yeah, I think
because I
only
think
for vaults
other guys
good
we need to
stuff.
sync up root positions. Oh no, hold on, maybe not. Because I mean the other guys, then we just need to keep the Z at 0, but make sure the pelvis finishes at the right height. That's all we need to do, and then do the same behavior.
For which one?
So we like all for the other ones, we just need to um get. Sorry, I got hiccups. Oh, oh God. Yeah, Jesus, why have I got hiccups now? Yeah, we just have to. It's what I did for the climb up, basically. Um, bless me, Jesus. Because this has root motion, but this now I basically just need it that the. Yeah, I mean they still need to finish at the feet. To be fair, we need the capsule to be at the feet. So yeah. Oh my God, sorry. Um.
But it would be it would be at the feet, right? Because the root
Yeah. No.
will.
No. Yeah. No. I'm bugging. Oh my Jesus. Sorry. Terrible hiccup.
Drink some
Oh Lord.
uh, 7 sip of
I
water.
was saying for like, oh my God, for like the arm jump, right, where we do something similar, where we let it finish 150 above. We want to do the exact same thing as this, but Z comp be 0 so that it doesn't actually move up. Like it doesn't, it just stays flat.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, because
oh,
there is no difference between a number 150 and 0, unless you
yeah, that's
do
what I mean. Yeah, it's
a
just
division.
well,
Yeah,
we keep the exact same let we do like this, but we just need the root to stay at 0.
yeah.
It doesn't seem to do it here, to be fair, but I think it's because I mean, oh, this is actually hell. Uh, oh,
Oh yeah, I mean this will be overridden by whatever is
yeah.
the
So
hand
we just
thing.
have to
But
redo that because, and then get it. So basically, this jump here, my lord, like you see how it starts here, like a 0, and then finishes a 150 below.
yeah,
We would need to basically keep it a 0, but allow this to finish like finish at the gap, still the right distance here, but this needs to stay a 0. Oh, but I mean, the good thing about the system is that you can do it progressively, like bit by bit. Oh my god, hold on, I gotta hold my breath. Pineapple. Watermelon. Pineapple. Yes, that's just the climax thing. Yeah. Yeah, it seems to work fine, to be honest. Yeah, that works absolutely fine. It works really nicely, to be fair.
The thing that is ironic is that we must have spent about a couple of months into calculating all of those Z bound things, and then yeah, it's pointless. It's literally pointless, I think.
What, like fully point. The only thing we need is to sync up. Is the only thing we need is the one that we did most recently, and that was with the hand stuff, like syncing it up at a specific point.
The
Like
hand,
completely poison, completely useless.
yeah.
Oh, misery.
So, um, so we need to change. Well, not really, but we need to maybe adapt, right? The gravity data, the gravity trace, because I think the gravity trace should be um you know when we said, oh, check if it's check if it's less than a small margin, then don't do the fall or
Yeah,
something
are
like
you
that.
falling or whatever?
So I think because now the Z is always at the same level, right, as where it started, then that trace there should, it should always say, oh, that's quite weird. Like, why did it collide there? Oh, that is because it's. Hmm, yeah, what's it doing there?
I think that is it goes into the ground. Maybe. I mean, it's very good though. To be honest, some of them are very good. I mean, this one definitely is better. Like, I can see definite improvements.
Oh yeah, so I think there, right? He does he. Yeah, I think that collides, right?
No, no, it's because it's creating a sync point below like the
I
sync
see.
point is
Okay, yeah.
kind of crazy off.
Right, I see. Okay, okay.
What's going on? Hmm. I mean, I need Mr. Debugs. Where's all my debugs gone? Probably something else acting up, to be honest.
So yeah, if that is the only
Yeah,
side effect, then
that's
I'm
so
really
disappointing.
happy because we had a couple of side effects to fix before, right? And now we only have one, right? It goes to through the ground, right?
There's some weird behavior anyway that I need to really look at because I've noticed it's come as of recent with some of they do some weirdish behavior. I mean, that
So
one's nicer too. I mean, that guy doesn't go straight now anymore. What the? Ah.
but did he ever went straight?
No, dude.
But if you do it full length, it will take whatever there is at the end, right? Which could be very wrong. Yeah, actually, yeah, that will really screw things up.
Yeah, but this one is more accurate for me. Is it this will take at landing or the end of the animation?
The end of the animation. I mean, yeah, and that is the so that is it will give you only the end bit, so it would be
Oh, because
even
I
more
need to do
flexible.
it from the start to land, basically.
Um,
Is that,
well,
is that not
that
okay?
one is best estimate from best estimate is from start to 1 second.
Because full length has the motion that I would like. Best estimate pulls it to the side too much. Now, the motion actually does pull to the side, but it's I need it to go more straight. Maybe yeah, like that. Yeah, the full's a lot better to be honest.
Oh wow, that's a good camera.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot better.
The thing that I'm surprised is that they look good, even though that animation it should never work going down things, right? It's just a complete different motion, right? Oh wow, okay, that's crazy. Oh,
Yeah, so
okay,
well,
yeah,
this yeah, that's fine. That makes sense. That
yeah,
works. So now I just have to recalculate some stuff. That's fine. That
yeah,
makes I know what to do here.
yeah,
I
yeah. I
gotta
can see
recalculate
what's
off the
going on.
pelvis
Yeah,
height rather than or the height of the yeah. That's fine.
yeah.
That's an easy fix. Okay, cool. I mean,
Okay, so let's fix that. Um, that sinking in the ground, right? So actually, can you try? Can you? Should we re-elaborate the normal jumps with root to zero? Does it? Will it? I
well,
mean,
I think everything needs to have it now.
well,
And it
pretty
will
much.
it will improve to fair quite a few things I anticipate. Uh, I mean, yeah, let's re-elaborate the normal ones because that's probably the one I actually want to see the most, like jumping off something. I've only got this guy active, so let me just. Um, oh,
Oh, this one is the guy that does the. Right. Okay. Yeah. This is my enemy. You see, like, it's really wrong in the animation. We got the wrong sense of that.
yeah, 100%. Oh my god, I've these. Okay, I mean, let me just change the.
Oh yeah, for the jump, what is the climax that we calculate?
We the same was the root max root Z, but now we really it should be the pelvis one, shouldn't it?
Ah, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Should be the first one.
Um, they kind of all should be. I mean, that's an easy.
I mean,
Bad.
okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, but I mean, like in that case, right? We already got that, which is the jump climax, basically. Yeah.
Oh, that's what the gravity climax is. Oh,
Well,
0.8.
yeah, for the jump is exactly that, right?
Is it? Looks it off. It's a couple frames off, I think. We'll have to check what that's giving us. He bailed, what?
Well,
What I need to see is without the.
you have some weird, yeah, twitch there, but I think that is the. Yeah, I didn't have it before, so. I mean, motion wise, it's fine.
The only thing it will have is the discrepancy. Whoa,
Really?
is the discrepancy between where the animation is for the fall and where you are in the. But then that's what the blend is for, really. Because you can see it has this like slight like pull down,
Yeah.
which when that's during the blend into the fall, we don't really notice it, to be honest. And it's just because the root isn't that like the feet aren't like synced together. I mean, ultimately, this does seem like a better. There's a couple, yeah. There's a couple edge cases we need to have a look at. Like, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. I think, to be honest, the matching stuff is all off because before we were using the root Z and it's all gonna go crazy now. I think so. We need to really take a look at that pipeline again. But generally, I mean, what I'm intrigued to see actually is how these guys handle it.
Oh, you didn't really elaborate them.
No, no, I'm gonna just want to see. Oh my god! I swear to God, if I freaking I mean, pretty damn good to be honest. I mean, almost better.
Because I think,
Dare I say? I don't.
I think the difference there is that it does less interpolation of to achieve the same thing. So
Yeah, I think the only main difference here is that it just has a little less of a up down bounce in the root. But I mean, really, it's pretty good to be honest. Oh my god, I mean, I quite like this.
I mean that looks
It's actually very smooth.
super solid. Yeah.
See about pliers. Oh, pliers. you know what's ironic? I bet you now you actually have a lot more. I bet you have a lot more range in what you can do with the animations. Interestingly enough. Because do you know what? Do you know what's crazy actually? I think you now have way more range in terms of how you can pull the animations. Do you know why? Because reason I say that is because technically now, right? You're
Wow,
not.
that looks flawless.
Yeah, you're not. Um, you're creating the Z motion, right?
Yeah,
Which means rather than saying it has to be like 1.2 times this or 1 point whatever that, now we're saying in essence your Z motion is wholly reliant on like how much you want to artificially create this Z, right? So how much you want to artificially move it up and we artificially move it down, which I think realistically actually is more. You probably now can work off of a scale scalar value against how high you jump. Well, which is what we do now anyway. To be fair, um, I think it gives you a bit more leeway, you get more room, like for like I think you get a little bit more coverage per animation. But I will say the falls look. I mean, I like that we have more control over each one. Is the main thing I would say. I think that's the key.
yeah, and I think like
And I'm all for more control. Yeah, it's
even
more
adding
consistency.
that, I think we still need to add that extra kick for when you're falling down there. I mean, it needs to be an input, right? Probably, but
Yeah.
the so one thing
I
that I
also think
noticed.
we still need that ability to like adjust it. I mean, I'm gonna do it roughly with the in-air control quickly and just see how it feels. But like, we'll still need that ability to like control yourself in air. Like, I mean, let me just give it like 0.2, which is a lot, I know, but
One thing that I noticed is um um in the cut path, right? Yeah, so even there, right? Yeah, it looks like most of the times the cat path goes backward to get to the sync point.
yeah, I mean, there's definitely I got to look at yeah,
There,
because I think something has gone awry somewhere. Changes recently because I noticed that as well. In the detection for like some of the warp stuff, because I even noticed that there's like a case where sometimes it works absolutely spot on, and then other times it's completely like dodgy to hell.
yeah,
Um, but I think let's address that last. Let's do each bug bit one by one. Well, I think first of all, let's get it. Let's sort out. Well, let's decide on what it is we're doing,
yeah.
and then
What
sort
we
out
we
the anim
introduce?
cutter and the root motion extraction tool, so and the climax stuff. Then once we have all that behavior set, then let's go one by one and fix the bugs. I think we could do it all tonight. I don't see a reason.
Yeah, that's the plan. So tagging those animation to use uh the root of zero is, yeah, it's pretty trivial. I can do that, but yeah, that's not a big deal,
Because
right?
I think if that's the case, we need to do everything. Because the thing that I'm then curious about is for like the climbs. I mean, let me do on a climb actually. That's a good example. Like good
Yeah.
debug. Let's see here. So let's. I'm trying to think which is the best nation. I don't know which one gets used often. I think these guys do. I'll just re-elaborate a couple and just see how. Oh yeah, I see this one a lot. Oh, this one too. Okay, these are good examples. These two. Right, perfect. I mean, either way, it's easy to revert if all this don't work out. So yeah, yeah, this one work because we need the route really does need to follow the feet. Or in this case, though, then this guy needs to stay at zero.
Is this staying at zero, right?
No, 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 but like, as in, like, see how it goes like that? It needs to stay there.
Oh, right.
Like, it
Yeah, I
needs
see
to
what I mean.
stay at the feet the whole time. Um, hold
There is a setting for that, but I don't know if we overriding that. Try to search for like squeeze
these fish.
and
This guy.
squash. Mm, not sure. Yeah, I think that one is. But I'm not sure we are overriding with. Oh, just set the root to zero anyway. But yeah, let's see.
Either way, yeah.
I don't even know if that is used anymore. We can check.
Well, we'll see. Only one way to find out. Nah, I think it's this guy, isn't it?
If it's still used.
Pretty sure it's this because I use it for something else. I use it here. It should just stay at zero. I'm pretty sure it's that dude.
Mm.
The bone amount is calculated for feet, so it should just. Oh, what it needs to do. What it needs to do.
Give it a if we go.
See, why are you not climbing? And it's bugged again. Okay. Couple things that we've introduced some bugs for sure. Need to address some of them. It's not gonna pick it, is it? Because it's got crazy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think if we are going down this route, then we need to calculate how we do a lot of the selection stuff. But yeah, it's up to you. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, I think the climax we could leave it as they are because I mean to be honest, I thought that the climax went a little bit backwards because I think the climbers that we had for 010 were amazing. It was like absolutely because there were only one
Well, the
animation, but
climbing.
yeah, for the climbing, it was like
Oh, I don't
awesome.
know about that. I don't know. I've seen people climb in previous version, and it is dog shit compared to this. I'll be honest with you. Like if you watch like 011A even and 010 videos, the climbing was terrible. Like I think now we've got pretty dodgy animations, but yeah, they're way, way, way smoother. Like climb like yeah. I mean, it's not even like climbing these guys here. Apart from these, I don't even know what's going on with the warp now. There's a lot of dodgy behavior now. Actually, it's a bit jacked now. Yeah, I think kinds we potentially could leave as they are. Um,
Yeah, because I think it's way too
they feel to
dangerous
me
to
the
build.
smoothest. I mean, they're still. I mean, I've got that crazy 025 on the full scale thing going on actually. So let me get rid of that. Oh no.
Okay, let's attack the problems that we have now and see. Yeah,
All
and
right,
split.
yeah. Let's. I mean, let's do it for the vaults then. Let's just do it for the vaults for now. The vaults and
Yeah,
the jumps, and then we can go from there on the rest. Because yeah,
yeah,
the rest does work and are pretty
exactly.
problem
Yeah,
free. So I would say like the only but like since they're problem free, let's not
yeah,
toy with them
yeah,
until they present an issue. Yeah. So yeah, I think just vaults and jumps,
yeah,
and then probably like flips and that too. But I'm gonna and then dive rolls. So like yeah, your vaulty jumpy over movement, and like jumping off stuff. Dive roll, I will have to recalculate like the Z stuff and the warps and all that. And like, what's the scale? Is it the right scale? I'll have to recalculate that stuff. But I'll do it once we know the animations are right. Is that? Did we delete all the debug stuff? Like just straight delete, or we just
Oh
turned
no,
them
no,
off?
no! I didn't. I didn't delete.
Oh, okay, cool.
I just added
Oh,
the N. You know.
oh, okay. I wanted to bring some back. All right, cool. Yeah. Do you wanna handle the anim cut stuff then? Calculating
Yeah.
properties
So I'll handle the that bit
and the
there,
case.
and so basically we do it only for the volts and the jumps, right? Um,
Hmm. Well,
I
I
mean,
guess if we just add a case, right? Like just add a.
yeah. I've already added the case there in my branch, so it's yeah, it's all
Okay.
it's all done in there.
And
But there
then
is another thing that I was working on in my branch, which is so the gravity trace, right? Can we check that uh, the gravity trace now with the root of 0, it does behave the way we want to behave because um, so I change it slightly before, but I think I have to take back those changes and um, yeah. Let me share my screen. I'm already sharing my screen, right? I show you what I did in the gravity trace, but then I probably need to hand over to you to to fix it properly. So um okay, so the gravity star location, okay. Um if you look like in 26 of the parkour component, I've added a small offset here. I'm gonna write a comment here, right? But if we want to take over this bit, you do it on yours because it's quite easy to get. So this small offset here I added because now the root is a 0, and when you trace down to see if you are close to the ground, I didn't want to have floating point accuracy problems because maybe with the root of 0 it goes slightly below the ground and then it
well, I
will
think
be.
that's what's happening now, isn't it?
Yeah, that is one of the things happening. But then I think the other thing that is happening is your warping is bringing it down anyway, right? But yeah, so So that is one thing
Yeah,
that
but
happens.
that's in essence unavoidable if you're going to be going below the height of the
Yeah,
desired
really
height.
hard. So
Or if you're on a slope, which means that I don't think maybe the root location isn't the optimal thing for our gravity start.
yeah, so the slope we still need to address, but yeah, let's think about the slopes later.
But
Yeah.
it's the same thing, right? Because it's the same bug as the problem when you are going down because you're going to
Okay,
go
okay,
underneath.
right,
Because
okay.
I think in that scenario, the root location isn't an accurate thing measurement for your gravity. Your pelvis would be more accurate because it'd actually be like your pelvis is probably the pelvis or where your previous root was, your feet. But your pelvis, I think, would be the most accurate of the lot, as that would be your actual. We know that is going to be your like base mover kind of thing. It's going to be above whatever position you're going to be in.
Yeah, although the pelvis could be tricky to detect. So let's say that you are slightly bending your knees and stuff, right? Your pelvis is, it's going to be like the canonical 90
Yeah, but it's
centimeters.
not going to be that ever anyway because the root is disconnected from the pelvis. So the pelvis could be like, if you're jumping, it could be like 200. It don't really like that's so like now the root and the pelvis are disconnected. Completely, like it's not a case of like they're your feet distance away or whatever. Like now it's just completely they could be wherever like relative to the animation. What your animation is doing. If your pelvis goes up, your distance will just increase. It's not going to stay within the range of your feet or whatever. So, realistic, either we create our own bounds, right, that we trace our gravity from. But I think our root position now is a lot less reliable for a lot of this kind of stuff because which is the only that's one of the only things that I that is sus for me with this way because it's like your capsule in is more and more disconnected from where your body is moving.
Mm-hmm.
To the point that your body could be moving somehow and your capsule is like moving separately. Um, that's the because like your capsule doesn't go over the wall; it goes through it, right? And I think that's the only thing that's sus for me because there's something consistent about your capsule passing over than the capsule passing through, because then you have to be on top of your collisions, as opposed to like it actually fully like you still are same thing. You're still turning on and off, but there's a little less margin for error, I think, because it's more connected to your character than it was when.
Yeah. Yes, I think, yeah, exactly. And that was one of the main reasons, right? To use the capsules as, following the route as much as we can. But yeah. Yeah, I think on the balance, I think, yeah, it's definitely the right choice, right? Balance wise. But so, okay, so in this example here, right? So, okay, let's see, like, let's fix it incrementally, right? So if we had a small offset to the root, that will prevent the thing going racing below the ground, right? Uh,
Nah, but that's still like because that offset is just a magic number. It doesn't mean anything. Like it's not. Do you know what I mean? It's like two. Like what is two? You know what I mean? It's not like what if your slope makes your gradient more than two, or at the climax point. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't
I mean,
mean
technically, it
anything in
should
that regard.
be the max step, right? Because if it's, your root plus the max step, if you're falling more than that, then, I mean, if you are off more than that, then uh, you should really start.
That's it's still not like sync. The reason I know it's still not synced with the motion. That's the thing. Like it's this like because your root will go up a little bit, then your pelvis will go up wherever it goes up, and then we say then if it's gonna say or it might dip below the max step up but then come up, it's gonna say full, but it's like oh well what if I'm actually not gonna fall. I should actually land on this thing, even if it's slightly above the max step height. I guess then we're saying, I guess actually no, then we're saying bail, because yeah, max step height would work actually. Maybe let me. I mean, just do this. Let's just see.
But this is only so this trace gravity trajectory is only used to determine where you are going to fall, right?
I think it's just if you like pretty much, but if you're gonna fall, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There's a couple. Yeah. Yeah. There's a bunch of dodgy stuff that we need to look at, but yeah, I mean it was fixed a lot of stuff to be fair. But you can
This
see
was
already
the
like the other one is a lot more accurate, I think. Like when like comparing that trace against this trace, this one looks way more accurate in terms of your actual trajectory. I mean, this one's going off the pelvis weirdly.
Did you re-elaborate all of the jumps?
Not all the jumps, no, but like so some,
Some.
but I'm glad I didn't because we can compare how they look now, right? So I mean, it's not causing any problems it seems. So the vaults are all re-elaborated, so you see that kind of low arcing trajectory.
Yeah, that thing on the
Yeah, like the warps, we're gonna sort that out. But just looking at I mean, it has solved the problem of going
try
inside.
the dashboard on the slow walk on
Yeah,
the
it'll be
low
all
wall.
fine. Yeah, because it will go above. It'll tell it not to fall.
Right. So okay. So that fixes it, right?
Yeah, I'm not fully sold on the solution yet, but it fixes it for now. So I'm not gonna. We can come back to it later, if maybe not. But yeah, that's fine. I still I still think that trace detection can be more accurate than how we're tracing it now. But
Well, I mean, the other thing is, right, actually, no, that's not entirely accurate at all because I mean, I know that 2 is, you know, 2 is a magic number, but it's not a magic number because we need to calculate exactly, right, the gravity in order to, like, if you fall, if you fall now off this platform here, you see that the trajectory that it calculates is gonna be off because it's gonna start 30 centimeters from where it really is, right? So before the green line was pretty spot on, right? It was really accurate to where you would land. Now it's not because you see, like you start from so in theory that should be the smallest number then we can in order to um not to have a false positive.
yeah, but then but then that doesn't actually do the thing that we need it to do, which is accurately detect that am I going to collide within a range that I will deem like collidable, so to speak, because that could potentially start below my desired range, basically.
It, what do you mean?
Like there, it will start below the ground, but it's like I can collide higher than that. Like I can collide up to something above the nominal step height, but then it won't ever take that into account because I'm starting well below that point. Like, so, like this is the perfect example. Is this like if so if even ignore this, even if it was to not do that, right? So let's take Kong maybe. Let's look at this example here, right? So here it doesn't go down, it goes up, and therefore it says, "Oh, you're not colliding." But then the second we do this, and we move this any higher than what it will pass through initially. Now this guy should just Kong over this dude here. But here, it's gonna say, "Oh, either." I don't even know how the step height is here. No, that's not. Oh, it's because this has a ground. Hold on. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Sorry. All right. So then if I do this, right? Now that should definitely collide, right? You're like, oh yeah, there's something there, but it's not gonna work because it's above where that green line will trace.
Ah, okay, yeah, I see the case. Yeah.
So like that's why I'm saying that like that too is not aligned with what the system is allowing it to actually do. Like, cause the step height is more of a set, is more of an actual base number because we say, oh, like you can find a landing spot above or below your landing spot plus or minus the step height. That's a valid spot to land on. Anything too high, you're gonna crash and bail. Fine. Anything too low, you're gonna fall. Otherwise, you can actually land on it. So then, if it says, okay, my gravity trace start from my max and go down, then it's like, okay, yeah, it's a line, so it's gonna find it. But with the two, it's like it's just in the range and it wouldn't account for that. So like if there's a slope or whatever it is. But yeah, I think yeah, let's I mean I think we're still getting ahead. I think should we do that? Let's do one bit by bit. I think let's get if this is what I guess good this I guess we kind of have to because the fall on the animations is significantly better. And again with the reset now, some stuff has gone, but yeah, I mean a lot of bugs have crept in. I'm not sure where from. I guess just bits and changes. Yeah, I think we probably need to start branching a bit more again, because the gameplay branch has become a bit heavy. But yeah, we're about there now anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So tagging the jumps and vaults is no problem, right? So
I think let's do bit by bit, like incrementally actually do it rather than like because I'm like let's have the animation set and then be like okay cool now because then I want to go through the selection logic in terms of like picking it and making sure it's going to the right point. Because I mean, because what are the bugs? The bugs is the gravity thing, right?
the bug is, yeah. So the gravity, thinking stuff, right? And then what is the other? What is the other thing to fix?
Well, the gravity bug was the same bug that was affecting. I mean, let me bring back this guy here. The other bug is the selection. I mean, the other bug is then it like doing the jitter thing, but I'll go through that and fix that in the warp stuff. Yeah, I mean, the main thing is making sure the right animations have this behavior.
Okay. Yeah, that's easy. I can check in my stuff,
Yeah.
in 10 minutes or so. I just need to make sure that I remove everything else that is not needed. Um,
Because I'm guessing, yeah, it's like it's flips, it's vaults, it's jumps, dive rolls.
I mean,
The only
that's not
things I'd say,
a pragmatic approach. I think flips, we just leave it, right? Who cares? We don't need to change it, right?
I don't know, because I think you do flip over a lot, so like side flips and stuff. Because I think it will fix drastically because I'm not to be honest, if I'm honest, I'm not too happy with the state of the flip and the fall. I think they still fall way too quickly. A lot like it's really like the side flip I think has an alright fall, but then I think the cork. Obviously, we still know the data is wrong, but yeah, I think the cork doesn't yet fall properly, and I think it would actually benefit the most from that
Yeah.
logic of keeping the root on the ground. Because, and actually, you know what? Actually, the whole system will benefit because then what you can do is if, yeah, because then what you can do is theoretically just let the, um, you know what? It's actually a lot of stuff will benefit from this. Reason why? Actually, this is key for the flips because it means that when you're on the ground, you don't need to set flying, which will mean the route will continue to travel along the floor, which will mean that
Oh
you can
yeah.
like do flips on like slopes and stuff. So if anything, the flips are actually the most important one to get this change,
Mm,
ironically, which is actually a bug, a problem that I hadn't addressed before, but seemingly this is the solution.
surely. Now that I think about it, right? We don't set it to. We don't need to set it to fly anymore, right? Because
Yeah, we
if
do
we,
so that it can the warp can take place. We do.
oh, the warp doesn't work if you're not flying.
Yeah, if you need to be
Right.
flying, yeah.
That's odd. And the
Why is that?
shade.
Because walking applies gravity, but if you're trying to warp, you're counteracting gravity.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought the warping will override the gravity, right? Right. Okay,
Nah,
maybe.
nah, nah. Because that's a movement rate. That's separate. If you're
Right.
warping and you've got gravity on, yeah, I'm not sure about that. So yeah, I think you do need to be flying. I mean, I could test to be fair. Maybe that it does override it. Um, we can test. I think I've tried it before. I mean, it's an easy. You just never set it to flying. It's only done in one place, so it's pretty straightforward. I mean, that's nice though because now we can
No, no, but
only set it to flying
that is
when
only in
we.
the round off, right?
Yeah. No. If it's not a round off, we set it to fly. We only keep
Ah,
it as
okay.
walking for a
I
round off.
see.
But
Okay.
now, basically, for all flips that aren't going over something, basically, I'll set it to thing. I mean, if it is the case that if you're not warping, you can just keep on standing, that works lovely. Um,
Oh, you need to re-elaborate the flips though.
no, not for that. No. This I'm just testing in general for the flop
Oh,
to
okay.
vault. Yeah, it does that. Yeah, I thought so. It does. Yeah, it doesn't even let you move, right? Because
Oh my god. Yeah, no, that's complete fail.
yeah, I don't even know where that is. Set fine here. Yeah, I mean
Okay,
this
so
doesn't change. Okay, yeah.
okay, so we're gonna change flips, dive rolls, vaults, and jumps, right?
Basically everything but the climbs.
Yeah. And arm jumps.
Arm jumps, I think we need to change as well, but I think we need to get it to have that's a different case. Arm jumps are the case where they need to finish at that 150 distance
But why just not zero?
because do you remember that 150 distance is our arbitrary value that we use to sync across all climbs?
Oh yeah, yeah. But what I mean is, why the arbitrary value can be zero?
Because if it's zero, then if you have an animation where the hands are 100 up and an animation where the hands are 30 up, when you blend between the two, they'll be completely wrong. That's why we introduced it in the first place, remember?
Yeah, as I got. Yeah.
Like, if I'm hanging on the wall like this, right, and I say, okay, my route needs to be there in this wall, here, this distance from the ledge, right? And then if I hang on the wall ever so slightly differently, you're then saying, then your route is basically moving up and down as you switch animations, which every time you blend causes a disconnect of the hands. But you need a way to sync and like centralize all of them so they always just stay at 150 for your arm jumps, for your climb ups, for your, all of them.
I understand that, but 150 is just a number as 0 is a number. So why 150 is special?
No, I'm not saying it is, but I thought you were saying just keep it as it doesn't have to, it can be, like you said, 150 is just the animation that is the number that was most consistent, like is most consistent along climbs. You could get it so that the route just finishes at the waist. That's no issue. But I mean, I don't know then about the blend back from the route to then being at the ground on the climb up. It doesn't really matter, whatever it does. But we need that as long as they have that behavior.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah.
Like that, yeah, like 150, it doesn't matter what number that is. But it just needs to be, that case, what I'm saying is that case needs to be accounted for.
Okay, so, yeah, I mean, I think that is, I mean, I basically done it in my thing. So, okay, so that one, and then okay, what then we need to look into?
Yeah, well, I think if we're saying, okay, we're gonna do this is the way we're gonna go about it, then it's just a case of I mean, I'll do the when to set walking and when to set flying, and I'll look at the warps. It's just about doing it, now, like getting the animations right, and just one bit by bit, do it one at a time, and then look at the gravity thing. Well, then while you look at the gravity thing, I'll look at the warping. But yeah, I think step one is let's have all the animations doing the right thing, so that I can test all the things correctly, basically.
Okay, so
I'm gonna take a where you check your stuff, and I'm gonna take a quick break, and then I'll be back, and then we can.
Yeah, I'm gonna
if you think, because I'll wait until you've checked in the anim cutter doing all the right thing.
Yeah.
In terms of the case for that clamp, and the case for the climb, and then yeah, I'll grab that, and then yeah, with that I could.
Okay, yeah, I'll clear my code because I was like trying to do a million things there. So I'll clean up the code and then I'll check it in. I won't check in any data. Just I'm gonna leave.
Okay, I'll kill one day as well. Yeah.
No, it's pretty quick to do.
All right. Give me a shout once that's checked in, and I'll start.
I'm gonna grab a gelato and the coffee.
Team STORROR is a group of friends that grew up in the south of England that basically share a passion for parkour and adventure.
We happen to have a massively diverse range of skills that allows us to take on a lot of crazy projects.
Places we never would have gone without the team.
Doing parkour in skyscrapers in Asia.
Diving off bridges in Basel.
Running around deserts. Running away from monkeys on rooftops in India.
Always thinking bigger, trying to be more creative.
Constantly looking for another adventure.
It kind of makes perfect sense for us to set our sights into the gaming world.
There's never been a project that has got us as excited as this one.
STORROR Parkour Pro is the first parkour game solely about parkour and its culture.
Connecting with your mates across the world, free roaming, multiplayer options.
On the starting line with like all of your mates to have some crazy race across town.
An open world exploration game where there'll be missions,
training, doing new challenges,
evading security,
time trials,
massive roof gaps, slides through flumes, huge wall runs.
become immersed to a level at which you actually feel like you're a part of this sport.
We want to build into the game the most ambitious animation technology.
taking the motion capture to a whole new level.
Completely fluid so that it feels exactly like you're doing parkour in real life.
People always say, I really want to be able to do this, or I would love to be able to try parkour.
There'll be a process of kind of character progression, learning the skills and abilities that you need.
Through the tutorials, sharing techniques.
That's it.
Our goal is to make STORROR Parkour Pro the most progressive urban sports game ever.
The effect that this could have on the parkour community is similar to what the Tony Hawk's franchise did for skateboarding. And having a parkour game on major consoles is going to completely change the sport.
Team STORROR is a group of friends that grew up in the south of England that basically share a passion for parkour and adventure.
We happen to have a massively diverse range of skills that allows us to take on a lot of crazy projects.
Places we never would have gone without the team.
Doing parkour in skyscrapers in Asia,
Diving off bridges in Basel.
Running around deserts.
running away from monkeys on rooftops in India.
Always thinking bigger, trying to be more creative.
Constantly looking for another adventure.
It kind of makes perfect sense for us to set our sights into the gaming world.
There's never been a project that has got us as excited as this one.
STORROR Parkour Pro is the first parkour game solely about parkour and its culture.
Connecting with your mates across the world, free roaming, multiplayer options.
On the starting line with like all of your mates to have some crazy race across town.
An open world exploration game where there'll be missions,
Training, doing new challenges.
Evading security,
time trials.
Massive roof gaps, slides through flumes, huge wall runs.
Become immersed to a level at which you actually feel like you're a part of this sport.
We want to build into the game the most ambitious animation technology.
Taking the motion capture to a whole new level.
Completely fluid so that it feels exactly like you're doing parkour in real life.
People always say, I really want to be able to do this, or I would love to be able to try parkour.
There'll be a process of kind of character progression, learning the skills and abilities that you need.
Through the tutorials, sharing techniques.
That's it.
Our goal is to make STORROR Parkour Pro the most progressive urban sports game ever.
The effect that this could have on the parkour community is similar to what the Tony Hawk's franchise did for skateboarding. And having a parkour game on major consoles is going to completely change the sport.
Team STORROR is a group of friends that grew up in the south of England that basically share a passion for parkour and adventure.
We happen to have a massively diverse range of skills that allows us to take on a lot of crazy projects.
places we never would have gone without the team.
Doing parkour in skyscrapers in Asia,
Diving off bridges in Basel.
Running around deserts.
running away from monkeys on rooftops in India.
Always thinking bigger, trying to be more creative.
Constantly looking for another adventure.
It kind of makes perfect sense for us to set our sights into the gaming world.
There's never been a project that has got us as excited as this one.
STORROR Parkour Pro is the first parkour game solely about parkour and its culture.
Connecting with your mates across the world, free roaming, multiplayer options.
On the starting line with like all of your mates to have some crazy race across town.
An open world exploration game where there'll be missions,
Training, doing new challenges.
Evading security,
time trials.
Massive roof gaps, slides through flumes, huge wall runs.
Become immersed to a level at which you actually feel like you're a part of this sport.
We want to build into the game the most ambitious animation technology.
Taking the motion capture to a whole new level.
Completely fluid so that it feels exactly like you're doing parkour in real life.
People always say, I really want to be able to do this, or I would love to be able to try parkour.
There'll be a process of kind of character progression, learning the skills and abilities that you need.
Through the tutorials, sharing techniques.
That's it!
Our goal is to make STORROR Parkour Pro the most progressive urban sports game ever.
The effect that this could have on the parkour community is similar to what the Tony Hawk's franchise did for skateboarding. And having a parkour game on major consoles is going to completely change the sport.
Team STORROR is a group of friends that grew up in the south of England that basically share a passion for parkour and adventure.
We happen to have a massively diverse range of skills that allows us to take on a lot of crazy projects.
Places we never would have gone without the team.
Doing parkour in skyscrapers in Asia.
Diving off bridges in Basel.
Running around deserts.
Running away from monkeys on rooftops in India.
Always thinking bigger, trying to be more creative.
Constantly looking for another adventure.
It kind of makes perfect sense for us to set our sights into the gaming world.
There's never been a project that has got us as excited as this one.
STORROR Parkour Pro is the first parkour game solely about parkour and its culture.
Connecting with your mates across the world, free roaming, multiplayer options.
On the starting line with like all of your mates to have some crazy race across town.
An open world exploration game where there'll be missions,
training, doing new challenges.
Evading security.
Time trials.
Massive roof gaps, slides through flumes, huge wall runs.
Become immersed to a level at which you actually feel like you're a part of this sport.
We want to build into the game the most ambitious animation technology.
Taking the motion capture to a whole new level.
Completely fluid so that it feels exactly like you're doing parkour in real life.
People always say, I really want to be able to do this, or I would love to be able to try parkour.
There'll be a process of kind of character progression, learning the skills and abilities that you need.
Through the tutorials, sharing techniques.
That's it!
Our goal is to make STORROR Parkour Pro the most progressive urban sports game ever.
The effect that this could have on the parkour community is similar to what the Tony Hawk's franchise did for skateboarding. And having a parkour game on major consoles is going to completely change the sport.
Team STORROR is a group of friends that grew up in the south of England that basically share a passion for parkour and adventure.
We happen to have a massively diverse range of skills that allows us to take on a lot of crazy projects.
Places we never would have gone without the team.
Doing parkour in skyscrapers in Asia.
Diving off bridges in Basel.
Running around deserts.
Running away from monkeys on rooftops in India.
Always thinking bigger, trying to be more creative.
Constantly looking for another adventure.
It kind of makes perfect sense for us to set our sights into the gaming world.
There's never been a project that has got us as excited as this one.
STORROR Parkour Pro is the first parkour game solely about parkour and its culture.
Connecting with your mates across the world, free roaming, multiplayer options.
On the starting line with like all of your mates to have some crazy race across town.
An open world exploration game where there'll be missions,
training, doing new challenges.
Evading security.
Time trials.
Massive roof gaps, slides through flumes, huge wall runs.
Become immersed to a level at which you actually feel like you're a part of this sport.
We want to build into the game the most ambitious animation technology.
Taking the motion capture to a whole new level.
Completely fluid so that it feels exactly like you're doing parkour in real life.
People always say, I really want to be able to do this, or I would love to be able to try parkour.
There'll be a process of kind of character progression, learning the skills and abilities that you need.
Through the tutorials, sharing techniques.
That's it!
Our goal is to make STORROR Parkour Pro the most progressive urban sports game ever.
The effect that this could have on the parkour community is similar to what the Tony Hawk's franchise did for skateboarding. And having a parkour game on major consoles is going to completely change the sport.
Team STORROR is a group of friends that grew up in the south of England that basically share a passion for parkour and adventure.
We happen to have a massively diverse range of skills that allows us to take on a lot of crazy projects.
Places we never would have gone without the team.
Doing parkour in skyscrapers in Asia,
Diving off bridges in Basel.
Running around deserts.
running away from monkeys on rooftops in India.
Always thinking bigger, trying to be more creative.
Constantly looking for another adventure.
It kind of makes perfect sense for us to set our sights into the gaming world.
There's never been a project that has got us as excited as this one.
STORROR Parkour Pro is the first parkour game solely about parkour and its culture.
Connecting with your mates across the world. Free roaming, multiplayer options.
On the starting line with like all of your mates to have some crazy race across town.
An open world exploration game where there'll be missions,
Training, doing new challenges.
Evading security.
time trials.
Massive roof gaps, slides through flumes, huge wall runs.
Become immersed to a level at which you actually feel like you're a part of this sport.
We want to build into the game the most ambitious animation technology.
Taking the motion capture to a whole new level.
Completely fluid so that it feels exactly like you're doing parkour in real life.
People always say, I really want to be able to do this, or I would love to be able to try parkour.
There'll be a process of kind of character progression, learning the skills and abilities that you need.
Through the tutorials, sharing techniques.
That's it, that's it.
Our goal is to make STORROR Parkour Pro
Play some music. Alright, that's live stream. Multicom. For now, I think we can conclude it. I think yeah, we found a solution for what we wanted to do. So let's conclude here. Let's put a bit of break, and then I think we're gonna be back in locomotion, to be honest. Alright. Let's go on.